Egypt's president won international praise for helping broker the Gaza ceasefire, but now Mohamed Morsi is facing criticism at home. The opposition is angry. He issued a declaration banning challenges to his decrees, laws and decisions.
Cutting out corruption and bringing justice to society are two of the reasons cited for the increase in power Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi has given himself. His spokesman said opening the way for a raft of retrials, possibly including one for former President Hosni Mubarak, would purge remainders of a ruined regime. However, Morsi is drawing criticism for being authoritarian, and protesters who've clashed with security are demanding political reforms.
On Cairo's streets, Mohamed Morsi's supporters hailed the news. For them, this gives the president the authority he needs to sweep aside the remnants of the old regime, the ones who they believe have been stalling the pace of reform. The president's decree prevents any authority overruling his decisions, including the judiciary. It also prevents the assembly drafting the country's new constitution from being dissolved. And the declaration orders retrials for all those charged with killing or injuring protesters during the revolution.
Across Egypt, there's been growing frustration at the lack of any real progress since last year's revolution and at the lack of justice for those who died in its name. By announcing the retrial of officials accused of being responsible for the bloodshed, the government is addressing one of its critics' most stinging complaints.
But if there was joy in one part of Cairo, there was fury in another. Protesters flooded into the streets, angry at what they see is the abuse of presidential authority. The news that the president now has the absolute power to issue decrees unchallenged has people deeply worried.
The investigations and trials of all those who held a political or executive post in the former regime and who are accused of the killing of protesters and any crimes that were committed against protesters will be reopened.
The president sacked the incumbent prosecutor general, a remnant from the days of Hosni Mubarak, and appointed Talat Ibrahim Abdallah to replace him. And importantly, none of the laws or decrees made by President Morsi can be appealed or cancelled, not even by the judiciary. The president has authorised himself to take any measures he sees fit in order to preserve the revolution or to safeguard national security.